Well, good evening. Just a wrap up of the work session and the council meeting for the city of Grand Rapids for Monday, February 24th, 2014. At the work session, the important thing there was we had a lengthy discussion on boards and commissions, filling residents in on the city boards and commissions, and all the council took different opportunities to talk to different residents in the area and outside of the area, because some of the boards and commissions can have residents external from the city of Grand Rapids. And we took that opportunity to fill those boards and commissions this evening, and we want to thank everyone that applied, and congratulations to those that are on it. And for those that weren't selected this year, please keep reapplying. There's opportunities next year or other boards and commissions that as they would come up. Then we reviewed the agenda for the meeting. One of the things that we talked about that was on the agenda was resolution supporting the ability to use our city webpage for public notices and stuff. And at this point in time, the city feels that it was better to pull that. What we feel is a lot of people get their information not only off the webpage, but also through the paper and the radio, and we would really like to keep that out there. So we are not at this point in time going to support that resolution at the state level to do that. At some point in time, it might make sense to do it, but not right now from the city of Grand Rapids standpoint. Consent agenda this evening was not very large. We did some more hiring at the Park and Rec, some temporaries. We got one more lease agreement at Central School, and I think Joe Chandler, our council member Chandler, talked that we're one tenant short of having a full space again in Central School, which has been Rob Matei's been working hard and diligently at getting that space rented out. It's good for the city. Hopefully it's good for the businesses that come in there. We're abolishing the current eligibility list for firefighters and authorizing the staff to begin the process of advertising and establishing a new list. So you'll see that coming up if there's some desire to be on the fire department and get an opportunity to work and support the fire efforts. That we think we got a great fire department, and if you'd like to be on it, a part of it, please apply. Past the boards and minutes. Then we talked about housing redevelopment. Jerry Culleton was in. All four areas from Grand Rapids Housing and Redevelopment Authority are in the black, doing very well. We did not have to levy any money. In the 8 years that I've been on the council, we have not had to have a city levy to support any of our housing projects. They are fully funded, and they are making money and doing well. Thanks to the management and stuff out there, that's the way we'd like to continue to do that. We sold some land to Hernisman Brothers. It was a strip of easement that was through, and it separated their two properties. Their property abutted both sides of that strip of land, so we decided that it makes sense to have that property under the Hernisman name, and it made sense to them. So for $2,000 plus closing costs, we were able to dispose of that land. We're going to be doing a housing study, and that's gone out, and we're supporting that. At some point in time, we need to understand in the community, what do we need? What do we need for affordable housing, low-income housing, moderate housing? Where are we at from a housing stock? Councilmember Sanderson talked that at one point in time, about 2 years ago or so, we were about 300 units short in Grand Rapids. You know, we don't know what we are. We've had a lot of D.W. Jones has been in, Keepers has been in, Innovative is doing the old St. Joe's property, so we got a lot of companies out there that are working on housing stock, but we do not know where we sit. What area is short? Is it in the affordable housing? Is it in market rate housing? Where do we sit from a housing standpoint? We'll get this market study done, and then we'll know, and where we as a city can focus our attention. We are going out, and we're going to get some services out at the cemetery. We're going to be connected out there through MediaCom. It's going to cost us about $2,550 to have that service ran out there, and then about $69, $70 a month from that point on. Jim Denny, our police chief, was in, talked. They're going to be purchasing 7 digital Ally body cameras and 1 VuVault server software that's going to store this. It's going to allow, we have police cams on the squad cars. What it'll do is allow the officer in the performance of his duties to go out there, and if he needs to, he can trip a camera and it'll record what's happening. So if there's an incident, a robbery or something, what it can do is it can save us money, and it can clarify really what happened at a scene. So that'll be stored. The question comes on how long does some of this information store? Based on its privacy and the relevance that it might have to a case would determine the number of days that information would be stored out there, but it is kept private, and it is only used in the fulfillment of the court responsibilities that they would have. If it is irrelevant from the standpoint they went and they investigated something, they had the camera on, as early as Eric Scott said, it could be as early as 6 days that is eliminated. That was about $8,020. Half of it's going to come from the forfeiture fund, and half is going to come from the budget. And then we moved into as I said, the appointment of boards and commissions. We moved it forward as a slate. I recommended the full slate. So once again, thanks to all those that are coming on to new boards and commissions. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it adds value in your want to help move the city forward in a positive directions. We had a bid that was let to Hawk Construction to renovate the restrooms in City Hall, the men's and women's upstairs here on the 3rd floor, and at the fire hall. We need to do that to make them, they were the last 2 buildings that were not ADA compliant. We expect everyone out there to comply with ADA code. We should have to comply with the ADA code. So at a cost of $17,300, Hawk Construction will take care of these last 2 facilities for the city of Grand Rapids, and we will be compliant from an ADA standpoint. With that, we paid the bills, and we'll see everybody in 2 weeks. Hopefully, stay out of the cold. Keep your muffs on and gloves on, and we'll eventually get to spring.